Hopefully this is working and people can hear me. This is working. Oh. Yep, it's working. I just heard myself on my tab. I forgot to mute. Whoopsie daisies. On my tab, I forgot to mute. Oh god, I did it again. Hello, hello everyone. Anyone, more like, really. I mean, anyone who is here, hi. I never know how to start these. I know I'm in like an empty room for a couple of seconds as people get notifications, as chat catches up, so, you know, don't mind me. I'll just be talking to myself and making sure everything works. The trick to these multi-streams always is Twitch always works immediately. You never have to work very hard with Twitch. It's very functional and very good. Steam needs a bit of convincing sometimes, the live stream. So I'm gonna make sure that's working. You know, which is what you do. I need to push out my tweet. Whoops, I better go do that. Okay, tweet's out, and Discord notification is out, I think. Nope, it's almost out. There we go. Alright, now we just watch the people roll in. Yo to you too, Mr. Absol. Hello. Once again, we are sitting on a menu screen. Oh, crud. I know what I've already done wrong. I'm using the wrong stream layout. I've just got the screen. Ugh, I had these graphics, but I don't think I'm going to use them. It's fine. This is just basic. We're doing it. No, we need the Twitch chat on the side. Oh, crud. I'm so sorry, guys. I need 1 minute to fix this. Okay, wait. If we're smart, this should...
LoveSick Darlings.
Well, I've been using the wrong microphone for the last couple of minutes. Hopefully I am audible now. It's all going very well. I really thought I had everything under control. I spent a lot of time preparing assets and bits and pieces for the stream, lining up all the tweets and the Discord notifications. But I messed up my stream layout, and then I somehow switched the microphone. Bloody hell, it's all going so well, isn't it? I'm glad you all enjoyed the opening. I was talking to you all, but it didn't... Clearly, it could not be heard. Yeah, nobody saw that. Exactly. It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. Nothing happened. Yep. As a great character in One Piece once said, nothing happened. Oh boy. It's all going so well, isn't it? Okay. It's looking like the streams are working on both Steam and Twitch. Looks like we're in business. I'm not showing up on the Steam page, but it's always a bit glitchy and sometimes just takes a while to work. I love Steam, amazing platform, and if you're on Steam right now listening, please go ahead and... Oh my god, the audio, it's looping again. Anyways, if you're on Steam listening, I love this platform, give it a wish list. The live streaming, whew, takes some finagling to get onto Steam's live stream. So, anyways, hope you all are enjoying. If you're in the chat on Steam, feel free to pop a message through. Yeah, anyways. The yellow figure at the end. Yeah, well, those figures at the end of the opening, I wonder what they're all about. I wonder. Who knows what's going on in those last few silhouettes and some of those flashing images. That's what openings are all about. Teasing future content, setting up a bit of foreshadowing, making you think, making you go, oh, what was that? Yeah, exactly. Good times. Anyways. Okay, we're 10 minutes in, so... Dance outfits? Who said anything about dance outfits? You're, totally barking up the wrong tree. Never in a million years would they have special designs for the end of the game. Never. Never in a billion years. That's crazy talk. Anyways, why don't we get into things? So, whoever watches this VOD later isn't totally bored out of their minds. Hello, Luca Yuppie. I don't know who you are, but I mean, I only know the others here because of usernames and hitting likes on my tweets and stuff. But Luca Yuppie, nice to see you. Oh, and a follow. How lovely. Thank you. You'll know next time I'm live, and maybe next time there won't be as many technical issues, and it'll all be smooth sailing. The only thing. Well, that said, this is the final ultimate pre-release stream. There isn't going to be another stream, at least before the game launches. This is it. This is your last chance to ask me questions or give me your commentary or whatever, you know? So, until before the game's out. Once the game's out, it's all in your hands. I'll just be sitting back, watching and laughing, and hopefully happy. Hopefully, yeah, I think I'll be happy, but I know I'll be happy, but more like I'm hoping people like it. You never go above and beyond. Yes, well, above and beyond might be giving me too much credit, but thank you. I appreciate that sentiment. Can't wait for the game to come out. Me too. I've spent all day writing, and then this evening I set up the stream stuff. Clearly didn't set enough time to set up the stream stuff. It's alright though. We got there in the end. As will this game get there in the end. I am almost finished the second branch ending sequence, which leaves one more branch after that. It's also the most complicated branch that'll be then, but you know, whatever. We'll get there when we get there. Oh, hello Ian. Hello. Great to see you in the chat. I have a terrible time of connecting names, but if I recall, You're one of the high-level backers from Kickstarter, I think? Maybe? Or maybe it's a different Ian. Well, either way, great to have you. Either way, great to have you. Anyways, I'm dilly-dallying. I'm yapping. That's what I do. I love a good yap. Announcements are up. People are in the chat. I'm audible. We may as well get this rolling. Hey. Beta Club. There you go. Almost. Yeah, one of the higher backers. Yeah. Not the high tier backers. That's still great, though. I'm always appreciative of the support. Anyways, here we are. That is the name. The Beta Club. Well, the Kickstarter Club. Beta Club sounds like odd. I think it's like beta testers and Kickstarter Club. But anyway, it's alright. It's the same thing. For what it's worth. Alright, so let's get rolling. So, today, what am I streaming? Nothing too crazy, to be honest. Most of the past couple of streams have been like, check out this pool party, check out Never Have I Ever, check out scandalous, exciting, raunchy, interesting thing that happens in the game. We're kind of taking a step back today. Just trying to be a bit more broad, a little bit less specialized, like the last couple of streams have been. And this time we're just going, it's because there's a broad audience on Steam. Hello, Steam users, anyone watching. Probably just got me idle if you are watching, but that's fine. I appreciate it. Wishlist the LoveSick Darlings on Steam if you haven't already, everyone. Algorithm boost is everything as I come up to launch. But, as I was saying, this is a more generalized audience I'm technically, potentially, hopefully streaming to today. So I'm just going with a basic premise. We're just going, what happens after the demo ends? Like, what can you expect from the game? What's going on? So we'll do that. I have a save specially loaded, ready to go in this secret pile of saves that are definitely not suspicious at all. You gotta go. Oh, well, that's alright. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for chatting and helping the chat feel active. I very much appreciate it. So yeah, hopefully see you now, dude. If not, whatever. Anyway, for those remain, let's get playing. It's always a bit funny playing a visual novel on a stream because you kind of end up just reading. It's kind of different to a typical video game streaming experience, but you know, whatever. It's good fun. I think it is, at least. And it's great to see everyone's reactions to kind of everything that happens in the game. So yeah. Oops, let's get this going. Oh god. Okay, I need to fix my setup for 1 second to get the chat properly working. Oh god. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Alright, let's go. We're here. We're doing it. So, let's go. What happens after the demo ends? Well, the sound of the alarm is distant in my ears as I blink awake. What a weird dream. Not the best night's sleep either, but it'll do. Let's go. Thank you, yes. I turn my alarm off and get out of bed. I get in the shower, brush my teeth, and eat some breakfast. Once all that is done, I'm ready to go. I let Mum and Dad know. Alright, we'll drop you off now. They both go to the door, dressed relatively casually. Why are they both taking me? Oh well, whatever. We're about to get another Sid's embarrassing parents moment, aren't we? I follow them outside and get in the car. Oops. There we go. It's a short and uneventful trip to the train station. But it was nice of them to drop me off. Once we're there, they pull over and I get out. Thanks, I'll see you later tonight. I turn around and see the train station laid out in front of me. And yes, you have. If you played the beta, you have played this. Hopefully it's still interesting. We are taking... I forgot to mention, this save, I specifically made a Steph-heavy save, because clearly everyone is Team Jada, so I decided for this save / little playthrough we're gonna do, I may as well make it all about Steph, because chances are none of you guys are seeing this content for a while. You're all leaping to Steph, and then leaping to Jada first, then maybe Maisie, and then definitely maybe Steph, considering she's the least popular. The poll has been interesting data so far. People really made me think there might be a difference in the results, but it is just like the early days. Jada won every poll in a landslide, and she's still winning in landslides. Yeah, I do know you so well. So what you're saying is you hate your fans. Oh, no. Quite the opposite. I love all of you guys. I'm only a little confused about Jada being so far and away the most popular. I was always like, oh, the most popular is always going to be a little out of my control, right? But I really thought it would be relatively even. Like, I thought, oh, maybe all these characters will be appealing, but no, Jada's just the best, apparently. She's just the best, and I can't blame you guys. I don't know. She's nice, and she's sweet, and she plays video games. Like, I don't know. What more could you want in a human, right? Like, I get it. You need to give him a chance. It's the only chance Steph fans get, you know, when the Jada army feels benevolent, clearly. That's the only time it happens. Oh well. That's alright. We'll just do what we do, right? Anyways, back to reading. My new life will finally meet my old life. Well, nothing will happen, so it'll be fine. Nothing will happen. Social event. Start. Wow. I hear the family car turn off behind me. Huh? I hear the car doors open and close. I turn around and see Mum and Dad outside and by the car. Well, what are you guys doing? Seeing you off, of course, my darling squid. She walks up and gives me a big kiss on the cheek. But, Mom, what if someone sees? What? Who cares who'll see? Why, scared that Steph will see? That's a custom line. Only under certain circumstances do they say Steph here. There are lots of these in the game. I'm always proud of it when I see it and I play it. And it's good to know that you guys will never know. Well, not never, but you won't know which lines are customized as you play. It's a fun feeling. Squid? Oh yeah. That's their adorable nickname for Sid. It's very cute. I freeze. Oh dear God. What have I done? Come on, you cannot be late. A good man does not keep girls waiting. I made Sid's mother have an accent, but sometimes it's a little hard to read out loud without auto-correcting. But it's alright. It's alright. It's I think people will get it once they're in the game, and it's like consistently a thing. My parents laugh as they drag me into the train station. As you get further in, I regain my composure. Okay guys, really, you can just drop me off. You don't need to meet my friends. His dad is too much of an Australia, but he is. He's an ultimate Australia boo. It's also the law reason is English is his second language, and Sid's mother English is like her sixth language. She knows a lot of languages. English just was never one of the prioritized ones when she was learning them, for some reason or another. Who knows why? That's for a prequel game or something to explore. It's not really important here. But yes, he is an Australia boo, so he's like very concerned about his accent and English skills, so he's always doing it. What the fuck? If we are leaving with friends, I need to meet them all first. Besides, you won't be the only parents there, I'm sure. I can't help but doubt that. I talked to Maisie's mama yesterday. She agreed to meet us there. Oh god, I'm so sorry, Maisie. We delve further into the train station, and after checking where we leave from, my parents buy me a return ticket to and from Sydney. At least there's some upside to them being here. We descend a final staircase to reach the platform. It's a quiet and old little station. A lot of this town is modern and new, but it originally started as a small outpost in New South Wales. Eventually, it got developed into the Foster Hills we know today, and even has a stop of its own for the trains. I read this all in a guide before coming here, admittedly. I don't happen to know this for any other reason. I see a train is stopped by the tracks, but I can tell it's not ours by the number. I wonder if it'll ever move. In any case, I see a crowd of familiar faces, as well as Stuart and Grace sitting on a bench against the station fence further up the platform. Standing behind them, I see Jada chatting to Steph and Tammy. She could make some polyglot impresses natives video. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, potentially. Yeah, no, she. I think I've got it written down somewhere in the character notes, but she knows obviously Czech, French, Russian, German, and then English. I think those were the 5. Yeah. So because she's like a languages professor at the university. That's kind of like her. No, well, tutor. I don't think she's not a professor. Sorry, she's just a tutor actually. I think in an older draft I made her a professor, but I changed her job a little bit. But anyway, that's not important. I'm talking so much about Sid's parents. Anyways, standing behind them, I see Jada chatting to Steph and Tammy. Good to know I'm not late though. There seems to be no sign of Maisie. As I get closer, I spot Pete in the distance. He seems to be talking on a phone a few meters away. My presence is soon noted. Hey, Sid. Hey, guys. I approach kind of awkwardly, knowing my parents are behind me. Hey again, Sid. How have you been? Oh, not bad. You? Yeah, I've been pretty good. After a moment, I hear Mum clear her throat behind me. Right, I should say something. These are my parents. Yep. Sid is great at this, isn't he? God, I'm terrible at this. Tammy steps forward with a confident hand raised to greet my parents. Hello there, Mr. and Mrs. Ivankovic. Pleasure to meet you. Dad and then Mum politely shake her hand. Ah, so you're an adult escorting my boy and everyone else to Sydney? Mom, don't make it sound so embarrassing. Yeah, I'm the Maisie is boring. I think Jada's dad is technically kind of boring. Like, he's Italian descent, but he's like 2nd generation. He might be 3rd generation. I don't think I've decided that, but yeah, probably 2nd generation Italian. Like his parents would have, Jada's grandparents would have come here as very young children, and then had Jada's father, Pete, and then Jada happened. You'll find out more about her backstory later. Her birth has some interesting circumstances. We'll just say that. Whenever you think of Serbia, maybe it is common in Serbia. I don't know. It's I kind of just chose a Eastern European name because technically Sid's dad is half Russian, and that's where the Ivankovic comes from. So Sid's like a quarter Russian, but the fact that Sid is practically full Czech kind of makes no difference to him. He was born in Australia and he lived in Australia. He just happens to have a funny last name. That's it. But yeah. As is everyone. We're just going to and from the city centre and CBD. They'll be right. That's good to hear. It's encouraging that Tammy can inspire so much confidence so quickly. My parents seem pretty at ease when talking to her. But she did give me that kind of impression when I first met her, too. I look at Steph, standing slightly to the side of her sister. She's pretty quiet since we got here. I get the feeling she lets Tammy take over if and when she's around. Where is Maisie? It's a good question. She's missing. She's late. She needs to get on it already. Anyways, and who's this unfamiliar face? Oh. Come on, Mom. Please don't be embarrassing. Not now with Steph. Anyone but her. Introduce yourself, sis. I'm Stephanie. Hi. Ugh, sorry. My adorable little sister is a bit shy at first, but hey. Tammy laughs. But she can be outspoken when she wants to be. She's pretty cute when her sister teases her. Ah, so this is Steph. I see. God damn it, Mom and Dad. Don't look at her like you're assessing her. I stare angrily at them, but to no avail. Mom's busy assessing Steph, and Dad's rubbing his chest and looking in the distance. Why are they so weird? They are weird, aren't they? It's fun writing his parents. The characters I've come to unexpectedly enjoy. And if I had magical money that could appear out of the air, I'd love to commission sprites for them. But it's fine. It's fine. They're not present enough to actually matter. It's just little scenes like this would be that extra bit more fun. Literally one thing. Yeah, it is. It is. They have no mercy for poor little Sid. Luckily, Jada steps forward to my parents. She had kind of fallen to the side as my parents engaged with Steph and Tammy. Hi there, nice to meet you. I'm Jada. I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself properly the other day when I came by your house, but I hope to get to know you two better soon. Your son's a very good friend of mine. Jeez, what is she, an anime character introducing herself to her crush's parents? I'll just leave that. I'll let that line speak for itself. Ah, it's nothing. Do not worry, my darling. Yeah, Sid often has girls visit him in the morning. Dad, phrasing, please. He chuckles and slaps me on the back encouragingly. Did I spell that wrong? No, that just looks wrong. Okay, cool. I see Pete move in from behind Jada. Ah, you must be the Ivankovics. It's a pleasure to meet you. He shakes his hand, hands exchanges pleasantries with my family. Sorry I didn't come say hi sooner. The housemates are having trouble with the hot water machine again. Oh, don't worry, mate. It's no problem, mate. Oh god, it's happening again. Dad always does this around Australian men. He overcompensates for being an immigrant. My mum has told my parents I stopped drinking off of feeding Parents are funny. Yeah, they don't think about it. They just like say the most crazy things about their children sometimes. Luckily, he seems to hit it off with my parents as they have a parents' discussion of their own to the side. I'm so sorry that my parents are like that. It's why I've avoided having you guys meet them for so long. Really? I thought they were nice. Of course the person I know least says that. Yeah, they seem nice. Well, how long have these guys been standing there? Probably long enough to have witnessed that whole mess. It's nice that you and your family can add some culture around here. Are European immigrants really culture around here? I mean, this is Australia. Most of the people here are immigrants in some way or another. Just a quick head count of the people here has me feeling we're already pretty diverse. Speaking of our group, we're still missing someone. Yeah, where's Maisie? I was looking forward to seeing her again. You don't think she'll be wearing that corset again, will she? The way she said that almost sounds hopeful. I doubt it. I'd sent her a message, but the train doesn't get here for 5 more minutes. So much culture, English retirees who hate the cold. Yeah, they do sound a bit like that now that you mention it. Stuart and Grace kind of have that old person energy despite being young. They're fun characters. Well, I guess she has till then. We can't leave any later. Pearl is counting on me to be there in time. Of course, with unparalleled timing, we hear the sounds of someone familiar running at us and calling out. Wait! Don't leave without me! The main group of us turned towards the escalator we all rode down. It's a quiet little train stop, so there's only a few people around on this early Saturday morning. You better not leave me behind! There she is, reliably late, as usual. Oh, you're also here. Yeah, luckily for you, the train hasn't left yet. As if you guys would leave without me anyway. We can't get to Sydney without the star of the party. Right. Maisie, it's great to see you again. Hey Tammy, I was looking forward to seeing you too. Hopefully you won't need any bobby pins this time. Oh, this outfit is much more secure, don't worry about it. Do Operation Art Rig to know what these guys are talking about. That's all I'll say. If you're thinking, wait, I played the demo, these two have never interacted, well, make some different decisions and maybe they will interact earlier than this. Anyways, I can see that. Maisie and Tammy catch up for a moment. Seeing them talk, it feels like they make better friends than Maisie and Steph do. Behind Maisie, I spot her parents coming down the escalator. See, Maze, there's only a few minutes till the train arrives. Maisie slumps. I told you we should have left earlier. You should have gotten up earlier to do your makeup. You're lucky your friends are still here. Maisie mumbles something to herself. Operation Art Rig has me worried about Jada finding out. I'll still do it again for her, though. Fair enough. I think that's... You know, I'm still quite proud of that moral question I posed relatively early on in the game about rigging the art competition or not for Jada. It's fun. It's fun. I wonder what the consequences of doing it or not doing it are. Who knows? Maybe I've even been writing about them recently. You guys will have to see. Anyways, as if to save Maisie from being chastised further by her mum, my dad calls over to Maisie's dad. There you are, Gregory. Always great to see you, mate. I got the names mixed up there. I need to fix that. Note to self. Maisie's dad is... Sid's dad is called Gregory. Not Maisie's dad. Whoops. It's okay. That's why we play this. We notice the mistakes and we fix them before the game comes out. Anyways, I cringe a little to myself about the way he hung on that mate. Let's go say hi to the Ivankovics. Maisie's mum nods as the two of them go join the meeting of parents. My parents also call out to Maisie. Maisie greets them back with a smile. Everyone has such interesting and different parents. Huh? I don't know. I feel like I learned something interesting about you all when I see your family members. Really? Oh, Stuart. Always so direct and forthcoming. Actually, where are your guys' parents? I look at Grace and Stuart. They dropped us off here an hour ago. Dad was on his way to his morning meetings. Wow. We're really never going to meet your parents, are we? I'm starting to think they're not even real at this point. I don't know the first thing about either of them. Stuart laughs nervously. Ironically, the fact that we never see them and that they always seem so busy says a lot about the kind of people they are. They were waiting for an hour? Yeah, well, they got dropped off at their parents' convenience, you know? Some people are like that. It was the only way they could get to the train station. Poor them. I guess they were stuck waiting, which is a bit sad, isn't it? Anyways, I spot Steph looking away a bit awkwardly at the conversation regarding parents. I won't ask about hers. I can take a good guess as to why they aren't here, or at least one of them. So, you guys must have got here early. Here really early. We were the first ones here. It's alright, we brought supplies. These guys really can do art anywhere. Speaking of supplies, JD, you're the one who made most of these signs, right? Oh yeah, that was me. Do you mind if I get a good look at them? They look amazing. Sure, they're nothing special, but thanks. Stuart and Grace helped heaps too. Well, let's all go have a quick look before we go. And off Tommy goes with the artists. Then there were three of us, standing together. So, are we excited for this trip or what? Steph shuffles a bit awkwardly. I have my own fears and anxieties, but how do I feel? You know what? I usually pass it over to you guys, but I'll make some executive decisions. Let's treat this like a mini walkthrough. What would Steph like most here? Hope the march goes well. It should be fun. I want to go well. I want to go home. I'm gonna say Maisie totally trying to keep Sid and Steph alone right now. Maybe. Maisie's always working behind the shadows to create scenarios, isn't she? We're gonna go with the first option. Yeah, that is what Steph wants to hear. That's the most thing she wants to hear right now. But as you might be able to tell, she's a bit perturbed this morning. She's been very quiet and withdrawn. Maybe we'll find out about that shortly. I want to go home. Probably not. Probably doesn't, Absol. Probably not. I just hope the march goes well. Of course it will. We've got it. I wonder if Steph's okay. She's been a bit quiet this morning. See, I just noted that too. Even Sid's starting to notice. Steph looks back at me and I can't help but dart my eyes away from her. I wonder if she caught me staring. As if sensing a lull in the conversation, Steph speaks up. So, Maisie, I guess Nacho isn't coming? I hadn't even thought about that. He was really annoying at the exhibition. I hope he doesn't show up today. Part of me wonders why he would even come, but he did show up out of the blue at the exhibition thanks to Maisie. No, he couldn't make it today. Huh? Oh, is that so? What a shame. The fact that Steph says this with a bit of a smile, I'll just say that's intentional. Is the least perceptive guy since the millennium. Yeah, it's true. How homophobic is Nacho? You know what? I'm actually going to be honest. I'm going to say surprisingly not homophobic. I don't think he would, actually be problematic about that. I think he would probably drop, some unkind words every now and again. But would he be like, oh, this person's gay, I hate them? Nah. Even Nacho's actually not really like that. He's, The way I've tried to characterize them is that he's actually kind of rational, kind of to an extreme and heartless degree, I might say. Like, he's kind of self-serving and, for lack of a better word, pleasure-driven, I guess. Control-driven. And I don't think he actually gets anything out of being like, oh, I hate gay people. Like, I don't know. It's actually not particularly in character for him. But, you know, he probably wouldn't go to a march or anything. So there's that. He's too busy being a dick. Yeah, he actually... Yeah, he's a dick, but not that kind of dick, I guess. Yeah, kind of like a sociopath. Yeah, like he really... Yeah, he's kind of close to that category. I don't know if he is a full-on sociopath, but he's like... He'd be on the spectrum. Because the way he treats Maisie is not good. I'll just say that. And, like, you kind of can't treat another human like that unless you've kind of got something wrong with you. He'd probably be upset to say... Yeah, no, he would. He would, He's the kind of guy who, if Maisie was like, hey, I want to make out with a girl in front of you, he'd just be like, yeah, hell yeah, awesome, sounds good. Like, you know? Like, that's kind of the sort of douchey guy, duty boyfriend he is, you know? Like... Yeah, that's how I'd put it. Let's be pro go give it. Yeah, he would. That's true. Yeah, you're right. If Maisie made the right kind of promise or deal, he would go. That's why he went to the art exhibition. Choose the right dialogue options and you can find out all about what Maisie and Nacha got up to, which is fun. He says antisocial behavior. Yeah, well, yeah, you should feel fancy saying that. It's very, it's kind of clinical. It's, like you said, it's fun. Anyways, let's keep going. I would rather not, fair enough. Did she really smile when she said that? This is why I love her. She's perfect. She even hates the same people I do. Oh, I fucked that up. There we go. Look, luckily, it seems Maisie didn't take any notice. An intercom speaker sounds off above us. The direct city line to Sydney will be arriving in 1 minute. Tammy returns to the artists, carrying the signs in their arms. It's go time! Ooh, we're gonna be chilling in the city before we know it. I'm getting excited now. I look further up to the train tracks and spot the train approaching. Our parents wrap up their chat and say goodbye to each of us. Alright, Squid, be good. Mom, don't call me that in front of people. She gives me a big hug and let's go. You'd think she was never gonna see me again based off how she's acting. See you later. Dad gives me a pat on the back. I also feel and put something in my pocket. Huh? I check my jacket pocket and feel something thin and plasticky. I pull it out and it's a $50 note. I stuff it back in, like it's meant to be some secret. Dad winks and whispers, buy her something nice. Huh? Don't tell me that he's still talking about that conversation from last night. Ugh, but I can't be ungrateful for $50. Thanks, Dad. The train pulls up as everyone says goodbye. It's good to know other people's parents are at least almost as lame as mine. I mean, we're just going to Sydney, and we'll be back by the end of the day. I don't get the big deal. With everything ready, we get on the train. But then I hear a certain European accented mother call out, I love you, Squid! A wave of raw embarrassment washes over me. I turn to look and Mum blows me a kiss. Oh, they're so cute. It makes me laugh. I feel part of my soul die in a way that only my mum knows how to kill. With sheer embarrassment. Maisie starts cackling at me. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, don't be embarrassed. My dad says that to me all the time. But does he do it in front of your crush? I look to Steph, but she hasn't even taken notice. Ugh. I stop against the wall on the train as everyone else gets on. The doors close and the train starts moving. Completely unrelated to the law, how much is a ticket from this type of small city to Sydney? That's a good question. I would say the going rate's like... I think they're on the train for an hour or so. I think because it's like a regional train, you'd kind of go up to about $20, maybe $30. I could be out of date though. It kind of depends on which part of Australia you're in as well. And I haven't lived in New South Wales for a while, so my info could be out of date. But 20 to 30 Australian dollars sounds about right. Because it's not a long one. You're not kind of going across the state or anything. We don't have many passenger rail lines here. Oh. You know what? There aren't many in Sydney, in Australia either. There's very few railway lines because much like in the US, there's a lot of car companies and advocates pushing for more roads rather than trains. Environment be damned, I suppose. But oh well, that's a whole other discussion. If I was Sid, I'd save that money for buying LoveSick Darlings and gifting it to... That's nice, thank you. I'm glad. Well, I hope the next money you are given by a family member gets used in such a fun way. I'll take gift purchases anytime. It makes sense to be state-run rail. Yeah, I know. Same here in Brazil, but the new government is trying to revive train infrastructure, but we'll end the yapping. Yeah. Trains are great. That's all I'll say. Trains are great. Let's keep going. Oh, there we go. We walk for a bit, but the train's pretty quiet. It doesn't take long to find a large, unoccupied booth we can all sit in quite comfortably. Once we set our stuff down, we can relax and start chatting amongst ourselves as we've begun our train journey into the city. The train rumbles as it zooms along the train tracks, taking us to the city. Stuart and Grace sit in the far corner. Trader sits in the middle next to me. Then across from me sits Tammy with Steph and Maisie on each side. Thanks for coming out so early, guys. Actually, thanks for coming at all. It's great to see kids your age getting involved in stuff like this. Kids, how much older is she? I would miss this for the world. An equal rights march and a trip to Sydney? Talk about a package deal. Well, make sure to save your energy for an afternoon of marching and yelling then. This looked to be the biggest march for marriage rights ever seen in this country. I love how the school year aligns to the actual year here. The rationale. Oh. Yeah, no, I did make the effort to try and do that. I love public transport in America. It barely exists, yeah. I've heard. It exists a bit more in Australia, but overall, not really. Not like it does in Europe, because I lived in Europe for a decent part of my life. And, man, the rails there. You can just go to anywhere, anytime, and there's always trains running. It's magical. Yeah, it's great. This is a part of the game that is always interesting to talk about, because when I wrote it, it was already a little out of date. And now, 4 years later, it's like triple more out of date. But I'm really aiming for a insane life law, yeah. Well, I try. But yeah, it's like triple out of date because marriage rights were kind of like this big conversation in early 2010s Australia. Because it took weirdly long for it to be legal here for some insane reason. I don't know why. It's so long ago in a way that it's hard to remember why. And since this game is kind of meant to be a little nostalgic and set in the past, like, I was like, oh, well, this is like a good event. This is like the kind of thing I did attend with friends and, like, I did go, like, do, you know? So it makes sense as, like, this time capsule of that era. But it's also so recent that it feels a bit funny to see, like, modern-ish characters talking about, like, equal marriage rights. Because it's like, at least here in Australia, everyone's like, that's normal. Like, that should... it's so recent that it feels weird to talk about nostalgically, if that makes sense, you know? I don't know if that makes sense, but it's kind of a weird grey spot for this game to be sitting in as, like, nostalgic but not that old yet. So, like, when we talk about the problems of that era, it feels like I'm really out of the loop or something, rather than being nostalgic. Yes, it is. It is set before December 2017. I put the official year as 2010X, but the idea is early 2010s. Early 2010s. You know, when I wrote it, it was like about 5 or so years removed from the 2010s, and now it's nearly 10 years removed from the time period I have in mind, so it's like... it's a bit, It's going to soon be really truly nostalgic, is basically what I'm saying. Anyways, I don't think I articulated myself very well, but hopefully you guys get what I'm getting at. When YouTube Rewind was a thing, people look forward to... Literally, when YouTube Rewind was a thing, they don't do it anymore. We lost it because we complained so much about something that was objectively hilarious. I don't know why they stopped... I mean, I know why they stopped doing it. Everyone hated it. I don't know why everyone hated it. Every time we got one, it was so funny because of how bad it was. Anyways, Let's go. Whoa, really? Absolutely, Pearl and everyone else organizing have said the numbers on Facefile are through the roof. Wow. And so I've got to go there and do my best to make sure everything goes smoothly. Huh, what does that entail exactly? Oh, you know, making sure they clear the roads, getting all the technology and speeches together. Ooh, you're doing a speech? Oh, yeah, didn't Steph tell you? I'm one of many, though. I'm not doing anything special. Wow, aren't you nervous? Ugh, Jada, you should know that the last thing you ask someone before they do... You should know that is the last thing that you ask someone before they go do a speech. Not really. Ugh. That is, if that person was normal. Nothing seems to faze Tammy. They were good, and then in 2020 onwards, they nosedived in quality. I think they stopped doing them around 2020, didn't they? Yeah. I could be wrong about that. YouTube Rewind. Ugh. I should find a way to incorporate YouTube Rewind into a line of dialogue in this game. It really is like such a time capsule of an era of internet culture. It's fascinating, and that's kind of squarely where this game is set, so it would be pretty good. Not 2021 was the last, whichever one it was. Anyways, I'm just gonna be talking about stuff I know about and believe in. I don't really need speech notes. I just make it up as I go along. Amazing. But anyway, none of you have been to a march before, have you? Well, except for Steph, of course. My protest cherry is yet to be popped, it's true. But it sounds fun. Bringing down establishments and rules by marching and yelling, it sounds perfect. I hope we can do some real rioting. I want to get tear gassed. Why would you want that? I don't know, it feels like an experience I need to go through. I know it sounds like a needed experience, but trust me, don't let it happen to you. It sounds like she's speaking from experience. Make Jay say what Pat matters. Make a new 3 out 5 Nights at Bobby's. 5 Nights at Bobby's. You know what? FNAF 1 was probably a thing by now. Probably. Anyways. She would watch it. She'd love FNAF. Anyways, alright, I'll just settle for punching a homophobe. As if that'll happen. Please don't do anything stupid, Maisie. Don't run this or Tammy or anyone else. Oh, Steph is meant to say that, not Sid. Another error for me to fix. This is why these streams are helpful. Oh, okay. I was only kidding. That was a strong reaction. Sensing the change in tone for the conversation, Tammy speaks up. Well, apart from the violence, it seems you have a pretty good idea of the basis of what a march is about. Ooh. But it isn't just about marching and yelling. A march is only as powerful as our shared belief that what we are preaching is right. Oh, I know it's right. Of course I do. Then we have to show it, too. We can't just yell nonsense and stomp our feet. We need a clear goal and demand. I mean, what would you say the demand of equal marriage rights march is? It rewrites timelines. Yeah, whoops. It was meant to be Steph. It really was. Whoopsies. Anyways. For people to be allowed to marry whoever they want? Well, that is true. We have to actually be super specific to cause change. All the most effective protests and rallies have a goal or demand in mind. It's all well and good to celebrate Pride and kiss my girlfriend. I know I love to. But we've actually got to demand something less nebulous than just being allowed to marry whomever we want. That gives fuel to contrarians to say that the laws being changed would allow me to marry a lamp or something. So that's how it is. That's why we have to say things like legalize same-sex marriage. It's a bit clinical compared to having fun and celebrating who I am, but you need to use concise and accurate language like that, which can't realistically have holes poked through it. This means it doesn't get caught in semantics too. Wow, those are all really good points. Yeah, it's evident she's thought a lot about this. I guess she has to, considering she's helping organize the march, but it's still pretty amazing. Thanks. It's important to me, so I've really made sure I know my stuff. With a simple statement and demand like that, I think we've done a great job campaigning across the country. Also, this is happening everywhere? Oh yeah, we're just the biggest march because, you know, Sydney has a big population and all. That makes sense. So she really came all the way from Perth to the march on this side of the country. That's dedication. I look at Steph. Well, there's also the fact that she probably came to see Steph too. Considering Steph's home life and how much Steph looks up to her, she must come by to make sure Steph is okay too. What a good big sister. I haven't been on TV before though. That should be interesting. Oh? Oh, there's gonna be TV crews there? Yeah, well it is a pretty big event. I'm sure they'll be around. Haha, interesting. Oh god, I hope she isn't planning anything. I don't like the look on her face. Hey, don't do anything crazy. Huh? Sorry, it's nothing. I was just... Maisie mumbles to herself. That was oddly short of Steph. That's the second time she's snapped at Maisie now. I wonder if she's okay. She seemed a bit off this morning. Oh, before I forget, I need help with the two-person banner. I need to attach it to the wooden pole at this weird angle. That's still not done? I can help. Sid, you're a strong lad. Huh? Tammy stands up and pulls some supplies out of a big shopping bag. This includes a wooden pole, some glue, stitching tools, and a wrapped-up cloth. Come over to the seats over here and help me lay it out and fix it. What? Why me? Come on, doesn't matter. She walks over to some empty seats and waves me over. Ooh, have fun. Ugh, shush. I get up and walk over to Tammy. I wonder what this is about. Tammy lays out a huge banner across the row of 4 seats. One end has a wooden stake through its slot in the cloth. We're turning this little part of the train into an arts and crafts centre. The cloth has been secured with a combination of sewing and glue. It's very DIY, but it holds up well. I can see the bit on the other end, and it still needs attaching. Alright, thanks. Just hold this bit for me. Oh, yeah, no problem. I hold the end of the cloth still and ready for attachment. So you saw it, huh? I freeze. I look in her eyes. Her warm and positive expression is gone. Uh-oh. Tammy's gotten spooky now. Maisie must feel a tiny bit lonely since Steph is worried and her relationship with Jada isn't as best to begin with either. Maybe a little bit, huh? It's kind of an awkward trip in some ways, isn't it? But who knows? Maybe things will change. Anyways. Her eyes press into me with a hard look. I know what this is about. How could I not? It was just earlier this week. Steph told me about the incident from earlier this week with our mother. I didn't tell anyone. She's a volatile woman. And I'm glad you kept it to yourself. Not just for her, but this means a lot to me too. Right. Tammy folds some cloth and starts applying glue. As I'm sure you can tell, the living situation is not ideal, to say the least. I moved out a long while ago now. As soon as I could. I had to. I couldn't bear living in that sorry excuse for a home. But more than anything, I hate myself having to leave Steph there. I did everything I could, legal or not, to take Steph out of there with me. But that woman, even when Steph ran away to me, she called the police and claimed I took her. Claimed that this was Dad's plan to take her, even. But it wasn't. She ran to me on her own. Over and over again, she ran back to my place. I had to tell her she couldn't do it anymore. And that I would get in trouble with the police because they sided with my mother for some reason. She won't let them step inside the house and see how she and Steph live, but she's somehow convinced them that me and Dad are the bad guys. Things have only gotten worse since I left too. Unfortunately, Steph is stuck there until the day she turns 18. I already have arrangements ready for when that day arrives, but she has to make it. I heard Tammy choke up a little. Bit by bit, every day Steph is breaking down that house. The abuse that doesn't end. Steph said it wasn't that often. I thought she might have been underplaying it, but now I know for sure. So toxic, to say the least, right? Ugh. I know what it's like. I lived through it too. Things fell apart one day after a certain event in our family. But I left not long after, when I turned 18. I was selfish, but the least I can do now is help as much as I can. In some ways, I had it worse because of my sexuality, but I had it better in some ways too. I had friends. True friends. I could share anything with them. I owe them my life. But Steph, her personality is different to mine. She doesn't take to people easily. All this time I've begged her to find true friends she can confide in. And I think you guys are her best shot. Especially after she told me about you. Oh? It's probably inappropriate, but I blush a little. Sid can't help himself. It was probably all uncomfortable to see go down, but I'm glad someone was there to see it. Someone kind and understanding who kept her secret and respects her. Oh, thanks. She continues working on the banner. It's way too much to explain our whole family drama, and today's not really the day for it with so much else on my mind. But I wanted you to pull you aside while I had the chance to talk to you, face to face. Why? She closed another gap in the banner and starts wrapping it around the wooden pole. I need to hear it for myself. Huh? The commitment you made to her. She told me about how you guys got tea, apart from being adorable. I was glad to hear you sound so reliable. I'm asking now only because I'm her big sister. And unfortunately, I have to go back to uni next week, in Perth. So I won't be here to look after her. But if there's someone here who's promised to do it, they're going to feel a lot more at ease. She looks me dead in the eye. Did you mean what you said to her that day? The train passes into a tunnel. Time feels like it freezes for a moment as I process all this information. Tammy understands exactly how bad the living situation is, and it sounds like there's a lot of drama around it at once. Will Steph crumple on the other routes? I'll say this. No, she won't crumble. It's not that Steph is particularly or necessarily in any imminent danger or like things are really about to be awful for her or anything, but she is isolating herself, and Sid can potentially be the one who breaks through those walls and isolation that she's kind of putting herself in. But if it isn't Sid, then the isolation will just continue, and maybe someday someone else will get through to her, you know? Like, she's not dying or anything awful happening necessarily to her. So she'll be okay. Don't feel too bad if you don't be friends with her. But I guess the route with Steph is kind of about what it means and what it is to be that person who supports someone out of kind of an abusive family situation, I guess. Yeah. You know? That's what I would say. Yeah. Like, even if it isn't Sid, Steph will be okay ultimately. It's not like she doesn't like disappear or die or anything. Don't worry. Like, you don't need to feel guilty if you don't like kind of spend time with her. But you know, it can be a meaningful relationship, I suppose. That's what I'll say if you do spend time with her. Anyways, let's keep going. But as it is, Steph is stuck there for nearly 2 more years. This is all a lot to take in, but I made a commitment to her that I would spend some afternoons with her out of that horrible house. I don't plan on backing down now. The train resurfaces out of the tunnel. Of course I'll be there for her. Tammy snickers. What? You don't need to be so dramatic. Just hang out with her and try to be there for her. She doesn't have anyone who isn't family to talk to, but I think that's a really important connection. I'm glad to see she wasn't wrong about you. You really could be that person. You and everyone else here. I hope so too. Glad to hear it. Now, help me finish this thing up. Of course. I'll help her finish up the banner. As you pack it up and get ready to return to others, Tammy looks at me. Oh, by the way, Steph is pretty perceptive, so it's going to be pretty obvious to her why I dragged you off. Would you mind not mentioning to our conversation to her anyway, for both our sakes? Oh, of course. We returned to the part of the train where we cleaned as a group. Fun fact! That conversation doesn't happen unless you're, making progress with Steph. That's what I'll say. This ride to Sydney has other things going on, if you're not close with Steph. Tammy kind of confronts you and talks about all this because Sid has been there for Steph up until now, and maybe Steph said something nice about Sid to Tammy, and that's what only happens when you spend time with her, and that means that's why she took Sid to the side to talk to him one-on-one. And double fun fact, you can actually refuse and say, no, I can't be that person. But only if your relationship with Steph actually isn't very high. But since this is a Steph-maxed route, Sid says yes before the player even gets a choice. There you go. Behind the scenes look at LoveSick Darlings. And statistically, you guys wouldn't see this content for a long time anyway. So, you know. I'm hopefully not considering this a spoiler. You guys will be missing all this content to your third playthrough, right? You know, consider it like an advertisement for what the Steph run entails. You know, one-to-one meetings with Tammy, worrying about her, being there for her, supporting her through some difficult times, you know? It's not exactly an appealing prospect in a romance game where you could be having fun with Maisie or playing video games with Jada, but I don't know. Hopefully you guys can see some appeal to it at some point. Steph seems like the type of girl to give really weird compliments. Like, Sid appreciates real culture. I like him. Yeah. Steph, I'll be honest. I think out of all the characters, Steph gives the most, like, compliments to Sid, is what I will say. She has some nice things to say at certain moments. I would say Jada is the sweetest. Maisie's the most honest, like brutally, for better or for worse. And like that honesty can like lead to really sweet, nice moments. But Maisie also lies a lot, but she's really honest with Sid. Most of the time. Most of the time. Saying it without getting the choice reveals how much maxed up your friendship points are. Wow, is max points necessary to reach every character's ending? No, not at all. Maxed points tend to just change the flow of conversations, is what I will say. If your points are really low, you can still navigate your way to a good scenario, I think. But the points kind of lead you let you skip some choices, basically, sometimes. At least that's the intention. Sorry, I just had to drink some water. You need really good riz. Yeah. Different kinds of riz for all three heroines, I'm gonna say. Jada is kindness riz, Maisie is fun riz, and Steph is considerate and methodical riz. Like, you need to, like, slow down and be, like, gentle and good to kind of progress Steph's relationship. And have good intentions too, that helps a lot too. Anyways, we're an hour in. Wow, the time flies. We've barely made it through 2 scenes because all I do is yap. But anyways, fun fact, the Twitter poll ended. Why don't I reveal the results? With 62 votes, I won't bring it up on the screen, it's going to be too much of a hassle. I've messed up OBS enough today, so I'll just put it in the chat, a link to the tweet so you all can see it. Oops, there we go. So you all can see it on Twitch. Here you go. 62 votes. I think the first poll I did had like just under 100, so this didn't pop off as much as the original, but the original was kind of surrounded by Kickstarter stuff, so you know, it's always gonna be a bit better there. But you know, it is what it is. Yeah. So there it is. So, let's announce them. First place, really quite undisputed. A little further down than it was at least a couple of hours ago, because it was like 70+% at one point. It was kind of insane. Click on the link in the chat if you want to have a look, by the way. Jada came in first place, 64.5% of the vote, which sounds like, oh, it's just over half. You know, that's a good amount. No, that's like a staggering amount. That is, if we were doing like elections, that's like a decisive, destructive, one-sided victory. Even if you combine Maisie and Steph together, it doesn't even come close to Jada. She is a absolute powerhouse. Then, in a respectable second place, with a wide margin of 27.4%, is Maisie. Yay! Clap, 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 clap. And then, in lucky last, and the reason we're focusing so much on Steph today's stream, is Steph, at 8.1%. A valiant effort from all in the face of the overwhelming force that is the Jada army. I should keep going so there's music at least. There we go. Some music in the background while I chat. So I'll actually let this autoplay for a minute while I talk about the poll. So yeah, Jade is just unstoppable. Like, what else is new? It's always been like this, you know? Oh boy. Oh, so, we've got some things here. Don't know if it counts as a spoiler, but I remembered that in the demo you have the option to tell Maisie about Steph's living situation. I can only imagine how uncomfortable this conversation is with that. Yep. You sure can. If you hang out with Maisie enough, then you can mention this, and there is special dialogue where Sid feels specifically shitty for what he's done. That's what I'll say, Mr. Silver Soul user. That is very much a thing that happens, and I do hope to pay off. There's 2 opportunities to tell Maisie, depending on your actions. And yeah. Since this is a Steph route, we'll talk to Tammy, but I'll keep letting it autoplay. Actually, no, we'll... No, let's talk to Steph, yeah. Okay, so, keep answering questions. Really good Riz, yep, 62, yep. Also surprised none of the characters named Sheila. I've heard that's an Australian slang. It is an Australian slang, but it's not a common name. It's like a colloquialism for like chick or lady, you know? Look at that Sheila over there, you know? It's like an Aussie lady. Like, capital A, capital L, Aussie lady. That's what I describe it as, at least. Jada for president. Well, with polls like these, she could be. She'd never want to be, but she could be. In the full game, you should maybe include an optional serve after beating the game, with stuff like, what's your favorite girl? I would, but Renpai... I looked into this at one point because it was the idea of collecting data on what people did and the runs they did sounded fun. But, like, I needed to pay for, like, servers to store info on and have the game connect online to send that shit in, and it was too much effort. The next best thing was just attaching a link to a Google form in the About section, which just felt hokey. I'll just do a Twitter poll whenever I want to know. I still think it's a pretty decent sample size, at least. But anyway, we're still on the train, so how about we fast forward a little bit to some exciting content? How about that? Okay. So this is a conversation where we kind of find out why Steph's so upset. So I'll just say sorry. Oh, we'll talk to Stuart. Actually, no, we'll talk to... Sorry, Stuart. We're actually going to talk to Tammy. I changed my mind. We need Steph points. And I will say this to the Steph pursuers watching, or in the audience now, or watching it later on the VOD. Make a good impression on Tammy, and you will get far with Steph. Some people are like that. Like, they really value what their family thinks of someone. I'll just say that. Then we'll talk to Stuart. Anyways, so they go to a march. Things happen. We kind of deal with Steph's problems. And then we do the march. And there's some great voice acting. We're skipping over it though, just because I want to get to some other content. She does a speech. It's great. And she kind of gets over her emotional hang-up about everyone being here. Isn't that fun? So now the march is like about to start, you know? And why don't we help Steph? So here we're choosing what we do at the march. We can help Maisie cause havoc with a controversial sign, help Jada hold a large banner, or help Steph by holding her music sheets as she plays. 3 very different activities. It was a lot of fun brainstorming. What would these guys do at a march, and how could Sid be involved with them? So yeah. The achievements are a way to do the poll, but ultimately, that was a preamble for March. Yeah, it's just a preamble. Yeah. So, wouldn't the achievements count as a way to do a poll? Yes and no. I would know the most common routes, but people replaying the game would kind of get conflated with their first run through as well. Like, let's say 10 players do a Jada run and 1 person does a Steph run. If even 3 of those Jada people then do a Steph run afterwards, they'll count as 3 people doing a Steph run. So it'll look like 10 people doing Jada run, then 4 people doing Steph run. So it's actually not particularly clear numbers-wise, but it'll be a good way to know, like, what the trend is, like, what people are preferring, who they'd like to spend time with. But yeah. Ultimately, Twitter polls and achievements will help. Fan art also helps. Although the character with the most fan art is Maisie. I will say that. Like, pretty consistently, if someone creates any fan content for LoveSick Darlings, it tends to be Maisie first. Tends to be Maisie. I think she's very in-your-face and kind of colourful and there, you know? She's also the mascot for the game, so it's hard for her to not come to people's mind when they play this game. That's one thing I hope for. Even if you don't romance certain characters, that you still enjoy them and reading them and, I don't know, seeing their journeys. And because I'm proud of all of them, so I hope everyone enjoys them, even if they're not, like, romantically interested in them. Anyways, so, yeah, we're skimming over some stuff, just summarizing where we're at. We're gonna go on a march now. How exciting. So, why don't we help Steph? Because I know none of you will. None of you will. Like, 6% of you will help Steph. Maybe. No, 8%, sorry, according to the poll. Not 6. 8% of you will help Steph. And 8% is not enough. So, I may as well immortalize it forever with the stream and the VOD. So, people can get an idea of what it's like to be around Steph and what's maybe appealing about her. So yeah, I'm sorry, I tricked you all. This is a Steph propaganda stream, actually, I've decided. It didn't start that way until about 6 hours ago when I was setting the variables for the stream save file, but that is what's happening. And there's nothing you can do about it, I'm sorry. You're all going to be convinced to do Steph in at least your second runs. Maybe. We'll see. Anyways, it must be impossible to carry music sheets, march, sing, and play at the same time. The least I can do is try and alleviate even a little bit for her. We're tricked again, just like the illusion of choice. Yeah, there was a bit of an illusion of choice there. Well, you guys actually picked Steph for some reason, and it was so spoilery I couldn't give it away. I was like, sorry. But you have to watch the previous VOD to get the lore on me and Absol's conversation right now. Sorry, guys. Anyways, let's keep going. The least I can do is try and alleviate even a little bit for her. I'd be happy to help carry the music for you, sheets for you, Steph. Fantastic. Maisie nods in approval. Cool. Alright, it's decided. Let's hurry on over then. Everyone starts gathering their stuff and I walk up to Steph. Before I can even say anything, she hands me a stack of notes. Alright, take these. Yep. I take a quick look. It's stacks of sheets of music. You don't need to do much, just walk alongside me and hold the right sheet of music up when I ask. Sounds easy enough. Alright. And one last thing. Huh? You can't laugh. Huh? I know you already heard me sing once and all, and that was mortifying, but look, it doesn't matter. Just don't laugh or anything. I'd never do that. To get what they're talking about, hang out with Steph a bunch in the demo. Maybe you'll hear her sing. Anyways, I know for a fact how lovely her voice is. I could never laugh at her. Good. In any case, it's time to go. With Steph carrying her guitar and myself carrying the sheets, we run after the crowd to join our place in the march. Despite Grace's nagging, it doesn't take long to catch up. We're soon in the midst of the march as people sing and yell and protest their hearts out. We split up into little groups across the massive people, marching people to best fit what we're doing. Steph and I run ahead and find a nice central space near the front of the march. There's quite a few sign-bearing strangers on either side of us. It's a bit awkward at first, as I have hardly an idea what I'm doing, but Steph takes the lead and guides me to exactly where I need to be and shows me exactly how I'm meant to march and hold the music for her. It's quite assuring. A couple of people recognize Steph from the stage and shout words of encouragement. A couple of people even shake her hand. It's a bit awkward for me to just walk beside her as she gets bombarded with praise, but it's nice to see her happy. Eventually the strangers leave us alone, and Steph starts doing some final tuning to the guitar. A few of them saw her with the guitar and seemed excited that she'd be singing. They stuck close behind us to join in, it seems. Steph seems a little shy right now. She's avoiding eye contact with everyone as she readies the guitar. she's getting in the zone. Could you go to page 23? I want to start with a song from there. Of course. I almost forgot why I'm here. Marching alongside her, trying not to fall behind, I find the music she wants to play. Steph takes a deep breath and readies the guitar in her arms. Should I say anything? Let's be a bit cheeky. Remember, I can personally vouch that you're a great performer. You mean from when you snuck up on me in the theater? I wish you'd put that a different way, but yeah, then. I know for a fact that you have a wonderful voice and know how to make wonderful music with guitar. You're absolutely gonna nail this. Her lips curve into one of her rare outward smiles. Thank you, Sid. With his eagle strum of the guitar, I feel the world melt away. Steph marches alongside us and she opens the song with a soft set of ah-ahs, before diving straight in. It's a pretty intense song that picks up in intensity. I get some of that same energy from earlier on stage, as Steph lets her passion loose. Her singing voice is nothing short of beautiful. I might be biased, and I don't know much about singing, but it seems like she's practiced a lot. Surely you have to sound that good. It isn't long until others join in. I don't know the words to the song, but it's mesmerizing to watch Steph lead the song with strangers. It takes everything I have to hold the music sheet up. She barely glances at it the whole song, though. She must know the song well. Cheeky choice was the best. It's always the best choice. It's always the best choice. You have to be. It's fun being sarcastic or cheeky in visual novels / dating sims / persona likes. Before I know it, it's over. With the final note, the crowd around us claps to her. Steph smiles and bows politely. She turns to me. How'd I do? I mean, I want to say her voice is beautiful, but I can't get ahead of myself. Just as amazing as last time. I can never make fun of you, even if I wanted. It's good to know you won't make fun of me. Thank you. Before we can continue though, we hear, next song, play another. People around us are cheering for Steph. She really is amazing. Well, wouldn't want to keep them waiting, would you? You may have a point. Hit up page 8 for me. You got it. Steph starts up another song, then another, and another. We sing the whole way as we march. Even I start picking up the songs, or at least key chorus sections as we go. Should I join in on the singing? Of course you joined the singing. Come on, Sid. Why are you even asking? Why not, I suppose? If all these random strangers can sing, then why can't I? During the next chorus, everyone else joins in, so do I. I don't think my singing is all that good, but at least it blends in with the other voices. I can't tell for sure, but I swear Steph gives me a quick smile when I join in. See, that's the sign. You did the right thing, Sid. It's hard to tell, though. We all sing together the whole way through the protest, even though there are countless others singing too. It feels nice to sing with Steph. It's a part of her I've never been able to hear before. I really feel like I got to go across to Steph thanks to this experience. After a while, we get into the rhythm of the protest. We walk up and through the central Sydney roads. Traffic has ground to a halt on this Saturday afternoon. All for this huge collection of people coming together for their beliefs. In a way, it's kind of amazing how the feelings of all these people together is enough for the city to just stop everything for us all. When the march gets into a chant, I join everyone in our little rhymes. My voice gets so tired, it's kind of amazing. I've never done anything like this. It gives Steph a good break between songs when the crowd breaks into a chant of their own. This feels like true freedom, coming together for a common cause and trying to change the world. It's a great time. As we march and protest, we hear all kinds of quotes from Steph's speech earlier. It seems like she's becoming a meme within the local community. And a positive one at that. Between songs, people even come up to her. She's totally embarrassed whenever someone quotes her or comes up to her and takes a picture. It's a lot of fun seeing all the strangers come up to her and congratulate her. The afternoon passes, and it isn't long until we reach the end. Look at that. A whole afternoon gone just like that. The sun setting in the middle of a city. This is a real street, by the way, in Sydney. I'm 99% sure. You could tell because over here, our road signs have this like font and use this pattern of white with red circles and numbers. And you can see 40 and you might be thinking, whoa, that's really fast. But it's kilometers here, not miles. We don't use made up distance measuring units here. We use real ones, sorry. Only real ones. So, you know, too bad. Anyway, let's keep going. Oops. Nope, there we go. It's completely packed into the loudspeaker. We hear Tammy and other familiar voices congratulate everyone on the march. It broke all kinds of records. There's a lot of cheering and fun, but after some closing words, we finally disperse. Police start guiding traffic back over the roads, and the mass of people start spreading out, filling out the nearby cafes and food joints. We, via lots of confused messages, manage to all find each other. Tammy and Pearl come to meet us even. Hey guys, me and a few of the organizers are going to go down the road to the pub. And, I know it's not strictly allowed, but I could get you in. You could? Please, please, please get us in. I can't be the one teenager in Sydney to not go out somewhere cool on a Saturday night. Well, it's the afternoon, and I'm pretty sure most teenagers don't go to pubs. Shush. Well, I don't know how cool you'll think our pub is, but I can get you in on one condition. Name it. I'll do anything. No alcohol. Just come in and hang out. I'll buy you each a ginger beer or Coke. Maisie looks completely defeated. She's a bit let down. She had an aim, this girl. She always does. But she's nonetheless, deal. Tammy and Maisie shake on it. I guess to Maisie that's better than nothing. Also, please don't tell any of your parents. I don't want to get arrested. Steph shrugs. Of course she isn't going to tell her mother. Sure. Are those two alright? Alright, get me in on this deal. And you seriously better not tell mums to, or I might just kill you. You don't want to test and see if I really am the evil twin. How is she not already known to be the evil twin? Sure, it's fine. My lips are sealed. Alright, let's go. Are you sure this is a good idea, my love? Yeah, sure it is. I'll keep an eye on them, don't worry. If you say so. We'll follow Tammy's lead and go through town. Are we still going to SQC after this? Oh, that? Sure, I guess. Why not? Now that you mention, I could really go for some pizza. All that yelling and singing took a lot out of me. Yeah, I'm still keen to take us to SQC. That's a thing they talked about earlier. You guys will get it when you play the full game. Yay! Alright. Let's just see this pub first, at least. We walk a while, and after a few turns, we find ourselves outside a pub. It's packed with pride flags and people who look like they came from the march. As we approach, Tammy smiles and gives the bouncer at the front a big hug. He's a big, scary-looking dude, but Tammy whispers into his ear. He looks up and down and nods. For whatever reason, we're allowed in. Ooh, kids going to a pub. Now, isn't that a small-town kid going to the big city kind of experience if I've ever heard one? This sequence is fun. I had a lot of fun writing it. Alright, follow me. Actually... Oh? Is it okay if me and Stu wait out here? We, would feel more comfortable out here. Oh, of course. You're welcome to wait out here. There's some, benches and stores over there. It's okay, we won't wander. You guys have fun. Maisie eyes Jada for a bit, then rolls her eyes. Grace looks to the two of them, then back to the bar. I'm sorry, guys, but I can't be stuck with you forever. I want to see inside. There's other gays and alcohol. It's okay, Grace. Grace clenches her fist and walks towards Tammy. Alright, follow me, guys. Tammy and Pearl wave as they lead Grace inside. Poor Jada and Stu. What is making them so uncomfortable, I wonder? Maisie whispers to me. Come on, Sid, don't be lame. Just come into the bar with us. Leave them here. I bet Steph's coming with us, if that helps. Steph silently looks between the two groups. I'll see you guys in a bit. Maisie and Steph follow Tammy, Pearl, and Grace inside. Who should I go with? Steph, Maisie, Tammy, Grace, and Pearl went inside the pub, but Jada and Stuart have chosen to hang outside. For some reason? Maybe they're uncomfortable with going inside a pub? But now that I think about it, am I comfortable legally going inside a pub? I mean, I know I'm not going to get arrested, but it's kind of off-putting. What am I going to do inside anyway? And if I wanted to drink, I couldn't. But it does sound kind of cool to hang out in the pub, especially with Steph and Maisie around. It's a great chance to get to know Tammy, too. But then on the other hand, that means ditching Jada and Stuart. Am I really okay with that? Maybe it'd be nice to just chill with them. It's okay, you can go inside, Sid. I don't want to go in, but Stu and I are happy to hang out. We hang out all the time. It's true. So please, feel free to go inside. Yeah, don't worry about us. Just do whatever you'd like to do. They're so nice, these two, aren't they? It's hard to say no to them. I get why they're so popular. They're just so pleasant and good. There's no ulterior motives. There's no complicated feelings. None of that. They're just good. Probably something to do with the option of helping Jada hold up her sign, maybe. Maybe. Could be to do with that. Or maybe there's... Who knows? Maybe there's another reason Jada's uncomfortable with being inside a pub. Or maybe she's just awkward. Who knows? Play the full game, maybe you'll find out. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You guys, I can tell them they're not just saying it, they mean it. I've become painfully aware of the bouncer standing next to me. I glance at him and he's giving me a bit of a look. The look that kind of says, you're going in now with Tammy or not at all. It's a very specific but helpful look considering the circumstances. What do I do? Look, you're all gonna hang outside because I just guilted you into sympathizing with Jada and Stuart, so we're gonna go into the bar and have some fun. This is my one chance to be cool, and to hang out with all those people. I'm sorry guys. That's okay, have fun in there. Yeah, try not to keep us too long though. I checked the time, it's nearly 3 PM. I'll make sure we don't stay too long. Yeah, I'm still super keen to go to SQC. Of course, me too. I turn to go. Have fun guys. Stuart waves silently. Yeah, you too. And I go inside. The door opens and a wave of noise and alcohol hit me. Wow, pubs really are just like in the movies. People hustling and bustling about with drinks and glasses stacked high on each table. There's hardly any sight of a hand without beer in it. I must look so out of place in here. And then a fellow underage person appears before me. Hey, I knew you'd follow us in. Oh, really? Yeah, come on, Sid, you're my bestie. I know you pretty well. What makes her say that? Anyways, follow me. Tammy and Pearl managed to get in a booth for both of us. Sorry, get a booth for us and their friends. Maisie grabs my hand and she skips ahead, leading me behind her. We make our way through the bar, just two children among crowds of adults, but no one seems to notice, or if they do, they don't care. Soon, we reach a packed booth. About 10 different faces look back at us. I only recognize a few. One on each end, Tammy, Steph, Grace, and Pearl occupy seats. There's a tiny scrap of space beside Steph. And here and there, the rest of you. Good to see you join us, Sid. Thanks. Tammy turns to the rest of her adult friends. These are some of my little sister's friends. The ones I talked about on stage. Before she could finish, the booth of colourful, unfamiliar adults erupt in cheers. Hey! Various words of encouragement come booming from the crowds of faces. They all talk at once and I can barely take it in. But Maisie somehow manages to. Oh, it was nothing. Hey, there you go. Good on you. They continue shouting words of encouragement. Maisie pulls me forward. In you go. And before I can even say anything, Maisie shoves me into the seat beside Steph. Oof. I slightly collide with Steph as Maisie shoves me in place. My side presses into her arm and a bit of her hair gets on my face. My head is nearly on her shoulder. Sorry. No, it's okay. I turn to Maisie with a look as I go to sit up and not be pressed against Steph. Maisie really is evil sometimes, isn't she, guys? But she just smiles back deviously. I go to sit up, but Maisie swings into me with her hips as she makes room on the packed booth for herself to sit down. Ugh. What is this power in her hips? It reminds me of a certain princess's side special from that one game. Ugh. Thanks to Maisie, my whole body stays pressed against Steph. And now, perhaps worst of all, Maisie's body is pressed against me from the other side. There really is no room in this booth for us all. How am I meant to stay comfortable like this? Steph totally blushed for a second. Maybe she did. Or maybe it was an optical illusion. Who knows? Steph's blushes are infrequent and short, so keep an eye out for them. Could they mean something? Or was she just embarrassed to have someone kind of fall over into her? Who knows? Anyways, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to... There we go. Nice and cozy. Maisie, you bastard. This is another of your terrible plans. Now, illegally in this bar, I find myself stuck between my best friend and my crush with no escape. This is not how I expected things to go. Grace does a wolf whistle at us from across the table, grinning at me afterwards. There's a brief snicker. I feel myself turn bright red. Curse you, Maisie. Thankfully, it seemed like no one else was making much of a comment. I get introduced to the 10 plus people in the booth and immediately forget most of their names, as they will mine. Oh, Citizen Sydney? You're named after the city? Yeah, it's true. I get it a lot. Wow, that's cool. Thanks, Dad. It's all people ask when they hear them. It's all people ask when they hear my name. Idle chatter fills the air until drinks arrive. A man with a huge platter brings at least a dozen drinks. This one's on me. The booth cheers. Eventually the drinks are served. I see Maisie reach for one. Hey, she had one rule, remember? Aww. Thank God. One drunk, hungover Maisie was enough for this week. A second round of drinks arrive featuring lemonade and Coke. Us kids take them along with a handful of the adults. Now that we have drinks, I'd like to prepare a toast. Or two, really. Pearl grabs a spoon and clinks her schooner of beer. The whole bar goes quiet. The whole pub? Oh, well, I guess we can all join in. But it's only going to embarrass my sister more. Oh, no. I'm kind of in the weeds now. Let's go skip to one more scene of exciting content now. We're going to talk to Tammy. We're going to talk to Steph. We're going to keep building up those points. Talk about Around the Galaxy with her. Always good to talk about Around the Galaxy. If you see an Around the Galaxy option with Steph, you know, it's the right call. Let's just say that. So, final scene of the day. About 30 minutes left in the live stream. If any of you have any questions or commentary, please feel free to fire it away at any time. But anyway, final scene of the day at least. Yes. The gang, finally, after their bar escapade, have one more stop before the train home. Sid, being a ex-Sydney local, knows of all the cool places to hang out and do fun, nerdy shit. And in a previous lunchtime conversation, they all agreed to check out this one arcade plus pizza joint called SQC. We are now there, getting pizza and playing games. And we can go spend time with people here. Isn't that fun? Let's do that. So, let's hang out with Steph. Who am I kidding? Of course I'm going to follow Steph. This is my latest big chance, which I suppose I've been doing well in regards to seeking out Steph today. But there's no such thing as too much time with Steph. I follow after her. You got this, Sid. I hear Maisie call out from where she went in the arcade. Was she watching me? Well, in any case, I follow in the direction Steph went. And I find myself in the carnival game section, more specifically, a skee ball ramp. Oh, and there's the girl of the hour. Oh, hey Sid. Hey Steph. Sorry if I ditched you back there. I just found myself drawn to this area. Oh? Yeah, these kinds of games remind me of a carnival I went to as a kid. With Tammy and my dad. Oh yeah? Right. The dad she doesn't want to talk about. Yeah, we spent a whole day at the carnival, and there was this giant teddy bear I was trying to win. I'm surprised it wasn't a giant cat. Have you ever seen a giant cat toy at a carnival? Fair enough. Anyways, in the end, even Tammy couldn't win it for me. Dad was rubbish most of the carnival games too, but when he found the skee ball table, he lit up and said he played this game when he was at a carnival as a kid. I remember I was ready to cry because I thought I'd never get this giant teddy bear. I can't imagine Steph throwing a tantrum over something like that, but I guess everyone is different when you're a kid. When Dad stepped up to the skee ball, he shot every skee ball into the high school hall. For that short moment, he was like a superhero. I remember the moment that he gave the giant teddy to me so I could hold it. I thought he was the coolest dad in the world. Which must be pretty lame. All he did was win me a teddy bear. I think the best thing to say to Steph here is he must really love you. That'll get you the most points, I think. I could be wrong about that though, but I'm pretty sure that was it. He did. Huh? Can we not talk about it right now? I better change the topic. I look at the skee ball ramp. It looks like it needs $1 to play. It's time to prove myself. Did indeed. It's an interesting word, isn't it? Lucky Absol. It's an interesting word, I think. It's time to prove myself. Prove I'm the man who can be the rock in Steph's life. What better way to do that than by winning her a large stuffed animal? I pull out a dollar coin from my pocket and slot it into the machine. The mechanism releases a bunch of ski balls for me to roll up. Oh, you're gonna play? I put in a second coin. Some balls release on Steph's side too. We can play together if you like. Sid pulling out his Riz game for a sec, maybe? Taking some initiative, saying we can play a game together. Not bad. Yeah. That sounds like fun. I pick up the first ball, taking a deep breath. You can do this, Sid. I get into a prime bowling stance. Ball in my firm grip. That's a funny sentence. Ready to let loose. Prove how manly you are and win her a stuffed animal. In one motion, I swing the ball forward and it runs up the ramp. Thud! It went flying past the holes and gets me no points. Dang it. Thud. Maximum points. Still got it. Ugh. What happened to crying because you could win the game before? Oh, that was when I was really little. Tammy and I play this every time a show or carnival's in town, to see who can win the biggest stuffed animal. I'm not usually a guy who cares about masculinity, but I definitely feel emasculated right now. No. I mustn't give in to despair. I grab the next ball from the tray. Like I'm seizing a new tomorrow. A new day. A future where I win Steph a giant toy. I let the ball go and face my destiny. We finish the game, and there I stand with a large pink stuffed toy rabbit. Only Steph is the one who won this and gave it to me. This isn't how this was meant to go. I've never seen someone send the ski ball flying onto someone else's ramp before. It was kind of impressive in a way. Ugh. Are you sure you don't want this giant bunny thing? No, I have way too many soft toys in my room as is. Just what is her room like? You keep it. I want it for you. I can't help but blush at that. I can see why girls like having boys win them prizes. Thanks for playing that with me. Oh, no problem. I mean, it was my pleasure, of course. Like, yeah. Good, Sid. God, Sid, don't fall apart now. Wanna maybe check out what other carnival games they have around here? Sure, sounds fun. Yes, you're in, Sid. We spent some time going around playing the other carnival games. Thankfully, she isn't anywhere near as good at them as she isn't anywhere near as good at any of the others. That's an odd sentence to say out loud, isn't it? But sadly, neither am I. I shouldn't throw stones in glass houses because all I can play is skee ball, but I suppose it's safe to say your gaming skills lie exclusively in the realm of video games. I slump. That is definitely true. That's what tonight proved, at least. It's okay. It's actually refreshing to see that you aren't just good at everything. What? Who thinks I'm good at everything? I don't know. Sometimes I can't believe how quickly people come to like you. You're like, weirdly perfect. It's good to see you like the rest of us. I can't really handle the praise coming at me knowing my face must be bright red. But the weirdest thing is, this all sounds like something I would say about Steph. She's the one who is always perfect, not me. How bizarre. But before I can say anything, Steph sees him as perfect too? Steph has a different way of seeing the world, is all I'm gonna say. That's what I'll say about it. Like, she, I think when Jada or Maisie say, you're perfect, they mean it in one way. When Steph says, you seem perfect, she means it in another way. Two different ways, I think, the idea of someone being perfect is being used. But anyways, yeah. But before I can say anything, hey guys, pizza's ready. You should come over. You should come before Maisie inhales it all. Oh, let's. I'm starving. Following Stu, he leads us back towards the eating area. and to a table where all the others are waiting. Maisie and Jade is perfectly affectionate. May Steph's could be an evaluation. Yeah, that's a decent way of putting it, I think. I won't colour the impressions too much because I do think letting you guys interpret things is the best way to do it overall. But yeah, I'll say I think they mean it in different ways. She seems to be fascinated by people instead of jumping all in like Jade or Maisie. Yeah. I think that's also a very valid reading. I think you're both right, basically. Anyways, let's keep going. There are 4 huge pizzas to split between us. So, I was saying, nice rabbit toy, Sid. Oh, it's so cute. Maisie looks at me and Steph arriving together. Who got you that, your girlfriend? Shush. I mean, isn't it usually the guy who wins the girl a prize on dates? Maisie, wording, please. It's not my fault Steph's a skee-ball champion. Ugh, you guys are so silly. I am so lucky she doesn't take anything Maisie says seriously. We all sit down together, ready to dig in. Mamma mia, now that's a mighty fine pizza. I guess it's not racist if the Italian girl says it. No one asked you. Well, it's still arguably racist, but I won't get into that here. Only thing I'm getting into right now is some pizza. Which pizza should I get a slice from? Alright, you guys can choose the pizza flavor. Go ahead. I think there's only a couple of active chatters today. I thought I chose a good time, but maybe I didn't give people enough notice. Maybe people were busy. Maybe it's a bad time of year. It's a little quieter than the usual streams, but you know, whatever. We're just chilling today. We're just chilling. So, you know what? First response gets to choose the pizza. What's your favorite pizza flavor out of these? Go. Hawaiian. Alright, well, I mean, you should be sorry, but anyway, we'll go with Hawaiian. Sure. If that's what the audience craves, then who am I to say no? Am I serious? Pineapple? On pizza? Come on, get something else, Sid. Something that actually tastes good. Uh-oh. Sid didn't agree with that one, I don't think, guys. Try again, guys. I think that's the illusion of choice once again. Hey, that wasn't me programming that just now. That was probably 2 or so years ago. It's 10 out of 10 game. Yeah, thank you, Silver Soul user. You get it. Pepperoni. That's a good flavor. We'll go with pepperoni. I grab a slice of pepperoni, and so do Jada and Grace. Thank you to my ancestors, not only for inventing pizza and pepperoni, but most of all for combining the two. It really is a divine gift. We all munch on some pizza together. We're finally all together. Drama from the bar and march all behind us. Just having fun. All 6 of us in this arcade that had the genius idea to have pizza for patrons. It's like they made it just for kids like us. The pizza and games are just as good as the last time I was here. I didn't come here often, but when I'm with these guys, no, my friends, I feel like I could spend eternity here. Sid? A voice rings through my ears. A voice I hadn't heard in a long time. I start to turn my head. But I know who I will see. And I doubt she would come to the arcade alone. No way. Time freezes for a moment. Why tonight? Things were going so well. And these 2 showed up. My vision goes fuzzy. I can feel my stomach twisting and turning inside me. Huh? Do you know Sid? Maisie, please don't talk to them. Wow, Sid has friends who aren't you guys? All of you, stop. The girl replies, yeah, we went to school together. Please. My breath gets shorter and shorter. Are you Sid's old friends? My hands are visibly trembling. I can't maintain eye contact with anyone or anything. Why are they talking? Get out of my life. I cut you all out last year. The boy interjects. Sid, dude, where have you been? After everything that happened, how can you just waltz in and start acting friendly to my new friends? Sid, are you okay? I can't even form words. I feel like it's taking everything not to throw up. They're concerned about him? New faces? Cedo Zomo thinking right now? Yes, it's very dramatic. This is very dramatic sometimes. My stomach's tied to tiny little knots and my head is pounding. My stupid body can't stop shaking, damn it. You know what? I think we'll leave it there. This is enough of a teaser, I think. I was considering stopping before we got to this, but we've actually made surprisingly good time. I think because I skipped some content, whoopsies. I could skip some more and get into the week. Next week, maybe? Yeah, I think we'll leave that here. Maybe. Yeah, I'm evil, I know. You guys will find out all about Sid's past, maybe. Very, very imminently, maybe. Ian has played the beta, so he has a pretty good idea of who these characters are, / what they mean. Anyways. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We'll, maybe leave that there. I found all the bad endings up to the end of the beta. You even got a special role. Yeah, you found all the CGs available too, I think. I hope that was enjoyable to those watching now, or maybe later on the VOD. Yeah. That's about it. Hopefully someone out there got to see that and was like, yeah, they are a go-getter, it's true. Hopefully someone out there got to, I don't know, enjoy this preview of the kind of content to expect after the end of the demo. The March is the longest social event in terms of time it takes to complete, but the pool party is more complicated. So it ends up being a bigger file, but in terms of things you do while out on that trip, there is a lot. It's a busy, busy day. So I hope you guys enjoy everything it'll have to offer as a break from the school life cycle. Yeah, there's more stuff going on. Hopefully the Steph propaganda works, and maybe some of you are more curious to see what her life is all about. If you're ready for some darkness and trauma. And speaking of darkness and trauma, Sid was getting a little emo, wasn't he? Yeah. He had some complicated feelings about those faces, / old friends, you might call them. Yeah, it's interesting. At least I hope it is. I hope it's intriguing and makes you want to find out more in the full game. Because you'll find out lots and lots about Sid's past. Because guess what? Sid is not just a player stand-in. Everyone in this game is emo. Are you emo? I maybe was. I don't think I am, though. But I probably was. Probably? I don't know. I think I was closer to Jada. I think in school I was very much a Jada type person. I don't know how that makes you all feel, loving Jada, so I won't say any more than that, but yeah, out of all the characters in LoveSick Darlings, who was I most like growing up? Jada, by a long shot. Not even close. Although, fun fact, I originally wrote Steph to be half Greek, but I ended up changing her backstory because it was like... Because I'm half Greek, it felt a little bit like self-inserty, for lack of a better term. So that's why, yeah, she's, yeah. It actually makes total sense. Yeah, well, Jada and I, both into art, both relatively passionate people, you know, hopefully it comes across. I definitely channel a lot of my young self into Jada, I would say. Oh, you are, Absol? Wow. Look at that. This game is made for the half-Greeks. Who would have guessed? Yeah, well, with a name like Dimitri, like me, it's no wonder that I'm Greek. I don't look it though, but you know, whatever. Greek chants have generated very different types of people, such as you and a YouTuber I hate. What YouTuber is Greek Australian? That must be... It's very specific. I don't know them. The only Greek YouTuber I know is the Mr. Beast knockoff, Phidias, who is objectively hilarious because his videos are just him committing crimes in other countries. It's very funny. It's not actually funny, but it's funny to laugh at. 12.5% Armenian still counts for something. I sound very Australian, so you know. Bad empanada. He's an internet communist who lives in Argentina. Wow, a half Greek, half Argentinian. No, he's Greek Australian but lives in Argentina. That sounds like an interesting person. Interesting. Anyways, we're getting so off topic. LoveSick Darlings. Hi! That's what I'm here to talk about. Everyone, the game comes out March 27th. I am finalizing the endings. There's still lots of editing to do. I picked up literally 2 typos just as I was going through this, so... Yeah, you know. Oh! Oh, we've got a bot in the chat. Okay. That's so funny. Yeah, no, I'm not buying bot views. Sorry, bye. No, I don't think so. I'm willing to say no. I am willing to say that is not what's happening here. As fun and flattering as it would be. But you know, whatever. It's fine. What was I saying? The game comes out March 27th. Heaven willing. All higher powers willing. It will be out then. It will be great. You will find out about everyone's traumatic backstories, except Maisie, who doesn't really have a traumatic backstory. She has more of a traumatic present. But helping her navigate that is, you know, part of the journey, right? So, good fun. Yeah, if you like the game, wishlist it on Steam. Follow me on LoveSick Darling on Twitter. Yeah, I think that about covers it. I think, though, before I leave, maybe I've got one last little preview. Never before seen by anyone. I'm gonna say it's a teaser for some exciting stuff towards the end of the game. I think I'll just let it speak for itself, maybe. Alright. Yeah, you saw that week 10, didn't you? This is very short. I'll just go through it. My grip eases on the letter as I slowly put it down. What? What in the world do I make of that? How am I meant to process this? And why in the world did I have to be asleep when this arrived? No wonder Jade is so upset. I would be too. But why was Maisie so desperate to stop me from reading this letter? Bang, bang, bang. I jump, hearing a pounding at my door. What the hell? That didn't sound like it was the weather. Sid, please answer, it's me. I can barely hear her over the rain, but it's Maisie. I can pick her voice out anywhere. Wait, what the hell is she doing outside when it's pouring rain? Coming. I hurry to the front door, unconsciously carrying the letter in my hands with me. As I reach for the door with my other hand, I feel time slow down. Something about today has felt odd. Everything was different at school. Maisie was acting more affectionate. Jada was more sensitive and awkward. And then I found myself bombarded with intense messages from both of them. What in the world is happening today? And why does it feel like everything's been building up to this moment? this second as I turn the handle on my front door and open it. Maisie stands on the front porch, panting and soaked head to toe. Did she run here? Through the rain without an umbrella? The rain is deafening. It's like a monsoon outside. He finally answered. I don't know what to say. What in the world was so important that made her run here like this? Is everything okay? Did you read the letter yet? I clutched the envelope in my hand. Yeah, I did. That's fine. Don't tell me what you think about it. Not until you hear what I had to say, at least. But what do you mean? I'm saying that I refuse to lose you like this. I need to hurry up and do this before it's too late. Sid, the truth is... And that's it! For real this time. I hope I didn't give away too much. Yeah, that's that. That was exciting. Wow. Oh, and look, I unlocked that CG from earlier too. Fun. What in the world was all that about, I wonder? Let's just have a picture of Steph on in the background while I chat. Lose him? Fuck you. That's CG. Yeah, good fun. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad that was enjoyable to people. I have to give you all a little something to keep you coming back, right? It's not just my shining personality and beautiful Australian vocal cords that keep you here. I gotta give you content. And, you know, I'm sure many of you will be facing that scene when you play. And it'll be interesting. And you'll know everything. What was in that letter? What was Maisie so desperate to talk about? Why was she running through the rain? Why was Sid so introspective and weird? And what was with the whole not mentioning Steph at all? He kept talking about Maisie and Jada, but not Steph. Why? Coming back, but isn't this the last stream? Well, it's the last stream before release. I'm sure I'll do another stream at some point. I'll probably have to do a stream like showing achievements maybe or something, I don't know. A couple of them are pretty hard to get. So I may have to do a live achievement guide for one or two of them maybe. A question that you can answer without spoiling. Maybe. I'll let you know if I can answer without spoiling. He read the letter. That's why his reaction at the start of that scene is, I don't know what to make of this. He read it. He read it. There's no stopping reading that letter. That's what I'll say. There's several events in this game, especially towards the end, that no matter what you do, have to happen no matter what. There are some forces in the universe too big to control, too big to stop with just one person's actions. And that letter is one of those forces. What if Sid needs toilet paper? Well, I'm gonna keep that comment in mind for when the full game is out. And I'm gonna be like, yeah, some guy suggested he should use that letter as toilet paper. And you are gonna have an army go after you. For daring to suggest such a vulgar use of that letter. Anyways, yeah, thank you for joining, people. Yeah, who knows what it says? Maybe it just says, I hate you. Maybe it just says, Sid, you are a poo-poo head. And that's it. No, we will not. You are not cancelled, not yet. We'll leave that to the courts to decide. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that CG. Why don't we close off today with... There isn't actually anything else. I'm literally just restarting this to a... Oh, come on. Come on. Load up the main menu again.
LoveSick Darlings.
It's fully integrated into the game, so why don't we just watch that opening one more time. I love what Bebo did with the visuals here. They totally came up with the idea of a window for each heart. Genius. Genius. The photographs were good too. I came up with the little clear backgrounds with the stock imagery based off of the 7 Scarlet opening, which I love. So look that up on YouTube, 7 Scarlet opening. You'll notice a lot of similarities. Look at all these pretty characters, God. I am so lucky for how good the sprites in this game are. Oh, that looks familiar. I'm funny. I wonder what those silhouettes in that window mean. I could watch this forever. I'm just doing this for myself at this point. It is a great intro. I'm really happy with it. Something I made has an actual opening. That's so surreal. I'm very lucky. Bieber did an amazing job. As always, they're the GOAT. Everyone who's worked on this is the GOAT, to be honest. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about it, like other people. Good times. Week 10 is the last true week. So, no, week 9 is the last true week. Week 10 is... week 10 is, like... I'm gonna call it, like, the epilogue or the finale. It's where everything falls into place. Week 6, 7, 8, and 9, it's the school cycle. You choose who you talk to every day and build relationship points. That's the gameplay loop. Week 10 is... no more loop, you're just kind of going through the ending now. So I guess week 10's week 10 Tuesday is a pretty big day, I guess. I don't know. Crazy. Pretty big day. Dresses. Maybe. Who's to say? Who's to say what those silhouettes might mean? Anyways, that's it, for real. Thank you for joining. Thank you if you're sitting here live. Whether you're on Steam, where I've seen no activity, but I appreciate Steam advertising that I'll be on the front page. Because, yeah, I guess technically I am. Yeah. So, yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks to anyone watching this later. One more month. Well, a month and a bit. And don't use the letter like that. I agree. So, very important. Letters are important, almost always. Using them as toilet paper. Can't imagine it's hygienic or helpful. Like, a true emergency only is when you should be doing that. Anyways, good night, everyone. Or good morning. Who knows where you are or what you're doing. Statistically, it is good afternoon or good morning. Because Australia, we're in a weird little corner of the world. It's the middle of the night here, but that's okay. I don't mind. So, have a good rest of your day, everyone watching. See you around. Next time you hear me talk on a stream, the game will be out. You can ask me all kinds of opinions and yell at me if you didn't like your favorite character's ending. Hopefully it won't come to that. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.